What's up, everybody? It's your guys over here at Afterthought Reactions, and today we're going to be reacting to another episode of The Mask. And if you are new here, The Mask is a series where a group of anonymous people secretly vent out their frustrations. And in this one particularly, we're going to be talking about male teens. So with that out of the way, let's get straight into it.
If the answer is yes, you will flip on your life. Do you watch porn?
Hey, bro, we got to answer the question. We got to answer. We ourselves have to answer it, and I'm gonna be blatantly honest with y'all.
Hey,
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'd be a liar if I say I ain't watched it before I hop in the set.
You know,
Whoa. If I don't see 7 out of 7, they lying. He lying.
It's
they both want
accessible,
Carl,
and
Brandon.
because
Y'all
it's
lying.
successful and it's accessible and it's there. People use it. I'm one of them.
I think most guys can agree that they have at least at some point watched it, and I mean, it's if you can enjoy it in a healthy way, if you can enjoy masturbating in a healthy way, I think then like
There is no help. There is no healthy way to enjoy
Yeah.
it. No, there is no healthy way to enjoy it.
A lot of my teenage years, I spent a lot of time self-obsessing over it to the point where it kind of became an addiction. And it took until very recently to get out of the hole of, paying for porn. I do watch it, but I don't like that.
Pause.
Pain is crazy.
Hey, is wild, bro. Wild, bro.
Services like
Wild. You do not pay for that, bro. The premium is not that much better, bro. The premium is not that much better.
Okay.
Y'all heard what I said.
If you watch this and you have a Pornhub account or have the Pornhub app, you are a sick individual.
Having the app is wild, bro. We have the app. That's wild. No.
I used to watch it a lot before. I would say I was addicted to it. My dad is in prison, so there was no one really for me to talk to about sex. So porn was my education on
Fatherless
sex.
activity.
From personal
Then say yes. You
messed me up
have.
because after watching it so much, I'm sure we've all been there where you're on page 5 and like nothing is right. Like you're looking for that right video,
God.
but your
Oh my
dopamine
God.
receptors and everything is so messed up at this point that the same thing that would get you off wouldn't get you off anymore, right? I went so deep into it. I'm a straight man. I started watching trans porn because it was just erotic in a different way that I've never seen before. I needed more stimulation.
Because of pornography.
Yes, because of pornography. So I don't think it's just.
I'm going to
entertainment.
sleep. No,
It actually
cut the video. End the video right there. Good night. I'm done. Man, really just.
Like, I get the satisfaction of popping one off is like very addictive, right? Every guy
It's
knows
worth
that.
that. I ain't gonna lie. It's probably more addictive than smoking cigarettes.
It is hard to say you have an addiction to anything, though, and to admit something like this, that's crazy.
I don't know. I think I might be addicted like these niggas. I don't get women.
I needed more stimulation.
Because of pornography.
Yes, because of pornography.
Okay,
So I
all
don't think
of
it's
them
just
probably looked at him like,
entertainment.
"You weird."
It actually affects with your.
That's
brain
why he got the
and
mask
way you
on.
perceive love.
You think that a lot of teenagers or teen boys are really educated on the effects of pornography?
No, not at all.
Have you ever cried in front of someone else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Jared, you're a
I
liar.
wholeheartedly agree with the statement. I feel like it's easier to open up towards women, which is kind of embarrassing, but like, quite frankly, I feel like they understand emotions more because they really understand the whole crying. I mean, I feel like crying is sort of normal to them. And
I don't know why.
I don't agree with that.
Wait.
So you
Women crying over
so
more.
you don't think you could open up to something about your mother?
No, I mean women. When I say women, of course your mother. It's your mother, right?
She's a woman.
Most women see that as a weakness, like they see you being vulnerable as like this kind of oh, he's not manly or he's vulnerable. Where the guys, right? Like if you were to cry and vent in front of like one of your homeboys, right? They would be more empathetic to you because they will understand more. Are you more likely to cry in front of your girl best friend or your guy best friend?
Like I've said before, I have a girlfriend and we've been dating for about 3-ish months now, and I have not cried in front of her once. I haven't even shown, like, honestly, outside of like being happy and like just showing. I haven't like shown any general emotions. Like I haven't been angry or frustrated or anything like that, because I think that like that can be taken as a sign of like genuine weakness, or dang, I didn't know this side about him, and this side is like really, it's not really attractive or anything like that. I think eventually I'm going to show that side to her, because that side of me is still me, but like it's just something I'm just not going to show early on.
We're really just worried about what they'll think if we show them our sensitive side.
Yes, because the staple man doesn't have emotion to most women.
It's interesting that you said that you're more comfortable to cry in front of women. I had a girlfriend and she broke up with me over text. And before that, we were like talking and I cried in front of her and I was being honest, and I thought that's what you're supposed to do. That's what my dad taught me, right? But I guess she interpreted it as being insecure, and she broke up with me, and that really messed me up for a little while, because it's like, well, now I know I can't show any kind of insecurity.
Here we go with insecurity again.
I don't like crying in front of women. Like, I'd rather cry in front of some family that I trust, right?
That's interesting, because I'd rather find a stranger on the street and tell them everything I'm going through, because I will never see them again in my life. Yeah. And I feel like they won't be able to judge me.
Even then, you like on that, you would still like he'd still prefer to be like a guy stranger than a random woman.
I think in that situation, I think it really don't matter.
A lot of people said that it's better when they talk to people because they can express more. I don't get it personally, but a lot of people said that.
I mean, that's how therapists get they bank, you know.
Like a therapist is just a stranger until like maybe like I don't know the 4th, 5th session, and then you finally know them. Like now y'all good buddies, but at first they're strangers.
And then they're legally obligated to not let any of that information leave that room unless it's, you know, criminal.
Yeah, like listen, bro. Like I
went to the playground the other day.
Why that example?
I don't know. My bad.
Why that one? I was gonna say, hey, I murdered like 3 guys 2 years ago, bro. Still haven't got caught for it.
That's better.
Yes,
that's better.
Yes,
that's better than
murder is better than being a pedo. Yes.
What about them people you killed were children?
I think we need to normalize the fact that men have emotion. Like the fact that we can't go around being ourselves. Like it's seen as weak, and some people it's seen as very homosexual. You ever notice that? Like you seen like a guy who's more in touch with his emotions than other people. They just think he's either a homosexual or just weak. Y'all notice that?
Feminism has gone too far.
Yeah. Yes. I'll take this one first. I'll go first. Feminism was supposed to be equal women. Now, like just look at all these other reaction channels, and you'll see that they're reacting to women saying like, "Nah, men's rights don't exist."
I think it's just this needless sense of wanting to be heard. At the end of the day, those people just ruin and water down what feminism was truly supposed to be about by overstepping their boundaries. They want what we have, but they want to push us down in the process. You can't get us on your side if you try to tear us down while trying to lift yourselves up. We need both sides to both like be at the same place instead of one having to push one down to make the other one look better.
I think that all this this weird like dissonance between us comes from the fact that like well, the feminism is working. Like women are getting more and more, like they're becoming more and more free, but like at the same time, they're still trying to hold on to like some of these traditional values. Like, you know, like how like we always say, the men should pay for everything. The men should be the protector, the provider. And of course, some of that still rings true. It's just that they're trying to have the best of both worlds. They're trying to be independent. I'll make my own money, but still have a man pay for everything. It's basically spend the man's money while hold theirs. And it just doesn't, life doesn't work like that.
Movement, there's so much of tearing down men or trying to put men back in their spot. But if the women want us men to step up, then I feel like it'd be a lot more productive instead of tearing down men and telling us all what we're doing wrong, than to, on the other hand, to build us up. I guess for the sake of keeping us accountable for our actions, and as men, we also need to step up.
Giving females more opportunities to certain things, I just think that's quite unfair. And it's like, you gotta put in the work, you gotta put in the certain things to earn these things. And it's not like women are granted less access to these jobs. I mean, I know there's plenty of women in business who are doing good things for America.
I just find it counterintuitive that this whole feminist movement is advocating for equal rights in certain things when they already have access to them.
I'm a feminist, I guess. I believe in the equality of men and women. I think that when we talk about feminism, a lot of it boils down to employment. I think that the bringing down of men, you guys keep on saying bringing down men and shaming them, I think that is way overstated. I have never been shamed for my maleness.
I think, you know, if you look at any movement, there's definitely going to be like a radical portion of that movement. But at the same time, like I want to open up the question to you guys. Do any of you guys have personal experience where you feel you've been brought down, you know, like to bring a woman up?
In my 19 years of living, no. I haven't experienced it personally. It's just something like, actually, you know what? Yeah, he has a really strong point.
A little bit like in high school. And it's not like the worst thing in the world. We have like an ASB in my sophomore year, there was like happy thoughts, right? Like every Friday you just write something and you put it in the bin. It'll just be the girls and then some, you know, more of the feminine guys complimenting each other, which is not a problem, but as they're complimenting each other, oh, look at you, you're killing it, and then they'll even like insult me. It went from being happy thought to build up Women Day. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a wall and we should break down that wall and focus on the human race. Not women, not men, not Mexicans, not this. We should all bring each other up.
I've been anxious about my penis size.
Look at my skin color. You know the answer.
I feel personally attacked.
Back in the day, but now, come on now, we ain't got no problems. Hey. Oh wow. Brandon does seem like a black man.
I started watching pornography,
y'all niggas slanging?
I think around the age of 11 or 12, and that's a very impressionable, vulnerable place to be in. So of course, there's always these feelings about looking at your body.
Yeah, and I think the competition is probably what affects me the most part. You know, it's the thing you're like, I know good and well there's dudes bigger than me. And she says it doesn't matter, but it still plays on my mental when I go to sleep at night.
Currently, I'm not really like afraid of the size that I have because I am kind of becoming more confident in my body and the way that I am. And I don't really feel like it's going to matter nearly as much when you're with someone for 10 years as you are for like a one-night stand. So I am not personally like that uncomfortable with my size.
Everything that you just said like is true, and like you just need to become confident in your own self by knowing what people really look for. But like it's hard to get on Netflix and watch Euphoria and think like these are like grown-ass men playing high school people, and you think like, well, that's not what I look like. And then you think about like
I think that he's right, and like back to that you know that first question, prawn in general. Like I think that they set like a very, very, very unrealistic standard about what sex was supposed to be like, and all that. In all actuality, it's not. It's nothing like that. It's just like the guy. They'll make like honest to God. You look at the big runtime and be like 20 minutes. I can't do 20 minutes. No, bro. They're taking pills. They're doing like literally got like male stars.
Think about it.
They've come out and said like I can't last that long without the stuff.
I can't say anything on this subject matter.
True. I have questioned my sexuality.
No.
Oh, man.
I can't see myself. I'm sorry. I can't see myself with another man. I'm sorry. I'm just going.
I love.
I can't see myself with another man, bro.
Man, I'm telling y'all, bro. It's been a point where
oh my God,
I can't see myself with a man.
Oh, okay.
But I sure as hell don't want to be with a woman.
What you gonna be with, a fish?
I'm gonna be alone. I'd rather just be alone, bro. Cause women, my nerves so much, bro. I think there's only one or two females I've ever tolerated to the point where I could see myself with. Never with a guy, but only ever like one or two women in my entire life.
To argue with you on that, I think that also comes from the like not expanding your horizon, like not talking to more, but like talking to women that aren't from this area or that are from somewhere else or have a different background than you think. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, you might have a preference, and everyone in that preference is just shit. That means I'm saying you have shit preference.
I guess growing up, I was never one of like the jocks of school. I always was into music. I was always into theater, and so growing up, You know, I was always bullied because of that, because I was being too gay or whatever, and I always hung out with the girls. And so I definitely did kind of buy into what everyone else was saying, their peer pressure of like saying, oh, you're gay, this is how you're gonna end up turning out because this is how you are now. With where I am now in my life, I've just kind of gotten
fuck people like that, bro.
Wait a minute.
Bro, but no, like that was more than peer pressure. Anything like that was literally like he just said. Everyone around him was like, bro, you're gay, bro. You act gay, bro. You talk gay, bro. You walk gay, and I was like, bro, it's like eventually like, damn, bro, I guess I might be gay.
W bullying, I guess.
Bro.
People thinking that definitely like it gets you thinking. You know, it gets you thinking like, well, like, am I or should I be? You know, it's like, should I be attracted to dudes because I like things that are quote unquote gay? You know, but then I guess it just reveals the issue that like we've made certain things gay and made certain things straight.
Yeah, right. Mine didn't stem from any kind of like extra like curricular activity. My stuff stemmed from porn, as I mentioned before. And when I started watching trans porn, and it's weird to say, but like I got really nervous. I got really nervous because I thought maybe I'd be gay. And so, you know, I did my research on it, and I was kind of obsessed with trying to figure out like what this could mean. And all the stuff I would look up was saying like, if you watch trans porn, it's so straight because they're women and stuff like that. But I'm thinking like, what would my family think?
I do respect bro's honesty.
Like, and every time I talk to a trans woman in real life, there's no like actual attraction there. So I'm still lost in the fact of what I actually am attracted to, but I guess I am still straight because there are women.
You're just horny. There's your answer. You're just horny.
There we go.
I feel happy with my sexuality, and I feel it's not wrong to question your sexuality. In terms of law in America, like you're free to question whatever you want. You can question your religion, you can question your culture. It's just society is the things that constrains those certain things to be what's normal and what's wrong.
Yeah, I feel like there's such a strong stigma to be straight, you know, like, or strong, like a pushing you into it, that even right now, I feel the desire to like explain myself, even though we're anonymous right now. I feel like I've only been with like actual like cis women, but like I know this, like no one is judging me. We're all here to be honest. But it's such a stigma that from the last 18 years of my life, that in this moment right now I feel embarrassed and ashamed for something that's just the way it is,
I'm scared of dying.
Who's not?
Yes!
Who's not?
Who's not? I came to terms with dying a while ago.
I can't get with the notion that there is a finish line for you specifically, and the whole world would just go on without you, bro. I don't know, bro. The concept of I could just be doing something one day and then another day could just be gone like that. I can't sit with it. And with that being said, I do want to say that if dying didn't exist, then the pursuit of being better and being successful wouldn't also exist, because if you were here forever, there would be no incentive to get things done. If you didn't age, if you didn't get older, if you didn't some way leave this earth at one point, you wouldn't have desires, because desires can always come later. That's why it's like it's a two-sided coin. More on the live side though, for me personally.
I think of it as like I'm extremely scared of death. I mean, I watched my father die like right before me. It's a scary thing. They just stopped breathing, and just the idea of like nothing is just extremely terrifying to me. It's like you don't really know what's going on. Like, are you even thinking? Are you even there? You're just a blip out of just space.
It is terrifying. We don't know. And as a Christian, I want to pretend that like I know that there's heaven and hell, but at the end of the day, I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I think I always had the fear as a kid growing up that I'm gonna die and like not fulfill like what I wanted to do here on Earth, right? But every time I thought about dying, it was as an old person. But 2 years ago, when I started working as a lifeguard, this lady and her friend came to the pool, and I have the music going and everything. She just starts having a seizure, and luckily, I did everything right, and EMS showed up, and she was safe. But then 2 weeks later, she unfortunately had another seizure while driving, and she died. And that's when I realized life is like, it can happen to anyone at any point. And if I just die and don't do anything with my life, then that's what I'm scared of.
I said that I don't fear death because unlike you guys, I don't really have an experience, so much hands-on experience with death.
Am I afraid of the fact that I will die someday? No. but I think, you know, obviously the fact that it might come way sooner than you expect is a scary thought. But like, it's the one thing that makes life like special. You know what I mean? It's the one thing I feel like that actually gives meaning to it. Because if you would never die, then you would never do anything. Because you would always have more time to do it.
I don't question.
Do you guys feel like you can actually be your genuine self when you're like talking to a girl or hanging out with a girl?
That's how I got my current girlfriend. I
know that dude in the middle. I know his answer. Let's talk about it.
No, I do not. No, I don't think so. Because I mean, let's go back to the insecurities. Yeah, I had a couple. You know, I'm a bigger dude. Bigger dudes don't get success in the women department nowadays.
Broadway.
Okay, so the way I see it is that if that person doesn't like you for who you are, then it's like it's no point, because eventually you're gonna want to be yourself around your significant other. And when you do and they don't like that person, then it's curtains for you or it's curtains for her. So it's like you want to start off making your best possible version of yourself known. You don't want to be in a relationship where it's a lie. Like, I don't want to pretend to be someone else in my relationship. I want to be myself and be with somebody who's okay with me being myself. And I want them to also be comfortable with being themselves around me. So
I think that's the most important thing in this. Just be yourself and people will come to you. Unless you're a shit person. I ain't got nothing to tell you.
Definitely a difference between like talking or opening up to like my friends that are girls versus like a girl that I'm interested in. Like, obviously, if you're trying to impress a girl, you're gonna be dressed nicely, you're gonna wear some cologne, you're not gonna like fart around her, right? It's like it's a filter thing. But like when it comes to your mom, like your mom's a girl, and I wholeheartedly trust my mom. So I'm gonna be myself around the people I trust.
That's not what they meant.
I guess that's what it is. There's a lot of times I walk away with talking to a girl I'm really interested in, and I'm like, man, I didn't just go up and be me. And then my best friend, right? He used to be my best friend. He's kind of a womanizer, but I see him get so much success. And every time I've gotten success is doing things that he's done, which is just putting on a facade, telling them what they want to hear.
I think it's good to be yourself because, I mean, you can only put a mask on for so long. It's refreshing to talk to people and realize that I'm not the only one who feels a certain way about things. It's nice, and it's a step in the right direction for me in becoming more comfortable with being open and honest with everybody.
I think just the whole open conversation, like this won't bite me in the end later, or like someone's not gonna listen to this and think, oh, that guy's bad. I have more safety of expressing my honest opinions. And whether those be good opinions or bad opinions, it's a better way to express one's true self without trying to be influenced by what high school is and all the people influencing you in high school, because frankly, high school is just popular culture, what people think is popular.
What you say.
Bro, do not take high, bro. All right, hold on, I got some final notes here. High school is 4 years, bro. Like, after them 4 years, half of them people, no, not even half, like 3/4 of them people is not gonna remember you. And if they do remember you, they're probably gonna want something from you.
With that being said, I do want to say, when you leave high school, you now have access to all the people who have graduated high school. There's not just this line of people who went to school with you. It's everybody who's in that county. Like, you have access to be with any of them.
You have everyone in the country. Fuck that.
So after high school, you were like kind of seen as like a quote unquote loser in high school. You have like so many other people who probably felt the same way graduating and going off into the world with you that you can relate to. Whereas at your school, there was this odd hierarchy of these cool kids and then these nerds who usually get put at the bottom just because
the way they look.
Because they don't prioritize the looks, they tend to be more intelligent and things of that nature. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the video. If you like it, subscribe while you're at it. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's a video right there. Go ahead and click it. It's about if black people think the same.
All right, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.